absolutely rip the rack. This is the sort of style and reaction that Jason gets. Great shot there from the overhead monitor. And why did he get it wrong last time? That's what he's asking himself.
He's not going to want to look at that scorecard. 60+ pins adrift already. Just over halfway through the first game.
Well, what he's got to do is not only is Jason got to get his game together, he's going to rely on Alex perhaps coming off the ball a bit, but he certainly doesn't look as though he's in any trouble whatsoever out on that left-hand side of the lane. Very smooth indeed. And
staying smooth, 4-bagger for Liu.
Can't ask better than that, can you? Looking so smooth, the man from Malaysia. 4 big wins on the Asian circuit last year. Couple of wins in Indonesia, Bahrain and Qatar. Malaysian International Masters winners. Maybe trying to book himself a spot on the Tenpin Masters for next year as well. Let's just wait and see.
Yeah, Jason's got something going now. Good double.
Yes, it was, and it's exactly what he needed. A little bit more confidence for himself. 2 in a row from that wide-angled shot on the right-hand side. Great reaction, covers all 10 pins.
The double's good. The 3 open frames that preceded it have absolutely crippled his first round score. He can max out for 216 only. And we said a 430 average was never going to be enough to win this match. That is what Belmonte currently is posting. And Alex Liu, well, he's going to get a much bigger score than that.
Carrying absolutely everything, leaving nothing to chance. It's very much down to the speed that he's bowling. His speed is just perfect for this lane. Just lays it on the lane and lets it roll. Does some severe damage to those pins.
Well, every time Alex strikes with that 60-pin lead, as he's the lead-off man, he's more or less just saying to Jason, well, there you go. If you want to keep in the same game as me, you've got to match that. Find another strike.
Yeah, very much what I do, you've got to do.
Very wide. And he's very lucky that that 10 went over as late as it did.
289 and the 10-pin was standing, but the 10-pin's gone. Very fortunate. This was nearly a huge split. Just going too fast, just making the head pin. 10-pin goes, but again, this is a tricky little spare. It's the 2-4 on the 8 with the 2-8 sleeper.
Well, he's lost more ground, whatever. If this is open, you're starting to get to the point of no return. He's got to make this spare.
Change of spare ball. It's going for the hook. Takes it away very nicely indeed. Took a bit of a gamble there. And a little wry smile as well. But it was a great spare under pressure.
He is under pressure. He really is. The gap is opening wider and wider with every Alex Liu strike. 80+ now. Already Jason, through 8 frames of this match, knows that he's got to come out and bowl, well, close to that 300 game we saw him put out last year, and then hope that Alex has a breakdown. And there hasn't been any sign at all yet from the Malaysian, either in his first round match or here, that his game is wobbling. And he's just effortless, isn't it?
Absolutely. Really looking good. How many strikes in a row is that?
6.
It's a 6-pack. As I say, it's the fantastic speed. The rotation is perfect. The speed is perfect. Chain reaction in the pins is just absolutely unbelievable. Looking really cool. Very much in control of his A game.
Very impressive numbers. Just one 9-pin, 10-pin rather, excuse me, left in the corner in frame 3. Other than that, it's been perfection from Alex Liu. And once again, Jason's got to match him. And he's smack on the head pin with that one, and he's out of the pocket again, and there's a look of disgust as Jason sees a few more pins added to the deficit.
Another change of line from Jason. Moved his feet a bit left on the approach. He's really searching for something here, and he's not getting the reaction he wants. I mean, the ball is hooking an awful lot, but he's just not making the pocket. We know the reaction he does get when he gets in the 1-3 pocket. Those pins go everywhere, but he's just not making it, and that is a very good spare under pressure.
But the gap grows ever wider for the Australian, and if Alex Liu can just close out frame 10 with a double, I mean, it's going to be close to 100 pins at the turnaround. Spares, yeah, great shot, useless to him.
This is frame number 10, first ball.
He's working a 6-pack, and it stops there.
Okay, no problem. 3-10 split, just a little bit light on the head pin. Just didn't quite get up, did it? Can take this spare either way, put the ball between them, or on the left-hand side of that 3-pin and jump it across. Spare here will get a chance to take the extra ball and go for a 257 game, but it's an open frame in frame 10. But he's not going to worry about that. It's a great game. 245.
You say he's not going to worry about it, Cass. I think it's niggled him a little bit. You never like to just finish on a low like that. 245. He did have a 100-pin lead, and Jason is so good. Jason, with a couple of strikes here, can pull some of that back, and I don't think Alex is altogether happy that he's finished game 1 with an open frame.
Jason's only got 3 strikes so far out of 9 frames, and he really does lead another 3. You saw the action he got there. They flew all over the place, but that single 6-pin wasn't going to budge, was it? I think this was a ball change. Look how far he is left on that approach. He's really almost off the lane, looking for some sort of reaction, a new line. Didn't make the strike that he was looking for.
Well, you can't accuse him of not trying to find the solution, can you? I mean, he really is digging deep. We've had ball changes, we've had line changes, and nothing has worked consistently. He had a nice looking double in the middle of this game 1, and that was it. Apart from that, it's been a voyage of exploration down this lane for Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, quite right, Nick. And a bonus ball in the 10th frame here. If it's a strike, it's a 168, which is, well, how many pins below par is that for Jason Belmonte?
It'll be 77 adrift as well, if that's what he gets. And that's asking a lot against Alex Liu. Jason leaves himself. Well, I thought he'd even left himself a split. 167 for Jason Belmonte. 3 open frames in the first 5. That really sealed the Aussie's doom in game 1. He's a mile behind Alex Liu of Malaysia at the halfway point of this quarter-final in cruise control. Can Jason Belmonte pull out another big game and somehow get himself back into this match?
Before we continue with game 2 of this quarter-final, Chris Barnes takes us through another aspect of the game of 10-pin.
Most bowlers will use a different ball to shoot spares. Instead of the reactive ball that they use on their first ball, they'll use a hard plastic ball that goes very straight. This allows much more room for air and allows the ball to travel straight on all lane conditions, making spares easier to make.